Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our final episode of The Ones Who Live. Don't know if this is the inaugural season, the first season, or if this is a limited series event. We'll find out tonight together. And before the episode started, I just wanted to make a prediction. And my prediction is that Rick and Michonne go home and are reunited with RJ and Judith. If you remember the last episode of The Walking Dead, I didn't watch season 11, but I made sure to watch the final episode because I wanted to see if there would be any update on Rick and Michonne, because Michonne had found out that Rick may be alive and she went to search for him, and she left Judith and RJ in the care of her close friends, and she left to find Michonne had found out that Rick may be alive, and she went to search for him on the behest of Judith, and we all know that she wanted more than anything for RJ to know his father. So I wanted to see if there would be any closure on that. And The Walking Dead ended with a sighting of Rick and Michonne, not together, but Michonne on her quest to find him and Rick on his quest to escape from wherever he was. He was held captive. We thought that would be it. Both of them appeared, and the fandom was so excited. We saw Michonne writing letters to her children and Rick writing a letter to Michonne. We thought that was the end of it. That was the final scene of The Walking Dead, the flagship show. But after that scene, there was a scene of RJ and Judith standing at the gates of the Commonwealth waiting to see if Michonne was returning with their father. And Judith turned to RJ and told him a secret. And the secret was of a saying that their parents would say to each other. And she repeated that saying to RJ. And the saying was, "We are the ones who live," which turns out to be the title of this very series, which is a series dedicated to the love of Rick and Michonne. Michonne's mission to find Rick and Rick's mission to return to his loves, which is his wife, Michonne, and Judith. Unbeknownst to him, he also has another love, his and Michonne's son, RJ. So the fact that the flagship show ends on that statement, and that became the title of the show that we're all in love with, waiting for this very final episode, is kismet. It's meant to be. And I do believe that this show, episode 6 of this show, will end with Rick and Michonne meeting RJ and Judith at the gates of the Commonwealth. There could be no better ending. I've heard some people claim that they want the show to be about the CRM and how Rick is going to stop the CRM. And there's been some discourse, some people wanting Rick to reunite with Negan. For what? Oh my gosh, Negan would be the last person on Rick's mind. It's as if they don't know or even understand the character of Rick. Rick is a man driven by love for his family. The Walking Dead started with a man waking up in the middle of the apocalypse, and we followed him on his search to be reunited with his family, his wife and his child. The story of Rick Grimes, if this series does not continue, is wrapping up the story of Rick Grimes, where he is reunited with his loves, with his wife, and this time his children, not just his child. So this actually perfectly ends the story of Rick Grimes. And because that's who Rick Grimes is. We have a lot of fanboys who wants to see Savage Rick just, slaying and being a badass and whatever. Rick is a badass. There's nothing more passionate. There's nothing more attractive. There's nothing more fierce than someone whose actions are guided by love. And every fierce moment, even Rick going crazy, losing his mind and just going off, it was about him protecting his family, or trying to protect his family, or being traumatized because he could not protect his family, and traumatized because he was separated from his family. That's who Rick Grimes is. And he has met his match. I saw an interview Andrew Lincoln did, and he did state that this is it. Michonne is it. Michonne is the love of his life. He said Rick Grimes has met his match. And that is right, because they're both crazy and they're both driven by love and wanting to protect those loved ones. And they'll go to the ultimate limits to do that. As you see, look what Michonne went through to find Rick, to bring Rick home back to his family. Look what Rick went through trying to get back to his family. And then when he was threatened, when their safety, when their lives were threatened, he decided to become the walking dead. He would rather sacrifice himself, die, than have a hair on Michonne's head and Judith's head hurt. That's who Rick Grimes is. So I don't understand it. I'm like, what show have you been watching? That's who Rick Grimes is. That's what The Walking Dead was. That's the story we've followed all throughout. What Rick went through to protect Carl, how Rick lost his sanity, how many times because of his fear of not being able to protect Carl and his fear of not being able to protect Michonne. Rick would rather humble himself. Pride is nothing for Rick when it comes to protecting his family. He would rather be subservient. He would do anything to protect his loved ones. That is Rick Grimes. So too bad if you're waiting for something else. And the CRM is just a backdrop to this epic, amazing love story. The CRM is not the driving plot. The love between Rick and Michonne, that's the driving plot. The CRM is just a background. So if they blow up the summit, or they're able to just get the dossier and leave and go back to RJ and Judith, the show would have accomplished its purpose. And it was a glorious purpose that it's actually the best show of the whole franchise. I put it above the flagship show because we're able to focus on Rick Grimes. Rick Grimes is The Walking Dead. I know some fans want the spin-off to merge and have Negan and Daryl and Maggie go back to the CRM and conquer the CRM. Not me. Not interested in Dead City or the Daryl Dixon show. I'm not interested in that. I'm sorry. I'm interested in The Ones Who Live. The Ones Who Live is the best spin-off, and it's actually my favorite above the franchise because my favorite characters are Rick and Michonne. Episode 5 was the first video that I put up on my channel that did not get a copyright claim. It takes a lot to edit the reactions to this show because a lot of it gets claimed. I have to keep re-editing, uploading. It was easy to upload episode 5 because I just cut out most of the Gabriel and Jadis scenes. I just was not that interested. And so I'm not interested in Rick meeting up with the gang to go after the CRM. That would just be The Walking Dead season 12. I'm over The Walking Dead. I'm over the focus on all these characters that I have no interest in, which would take away from the focus of who I want to see, whose story I'm interested in, which are Rick and Michonne and their children. So if there's a season 2 of The Ones Who Live with Rick, Michonne, and their kids, bring it on. Otherwise, so not interested. Just my opinion. I think it's a lot of people's preference. That's why this show is doing so well. You know, people just want to see Rick Grimes. People want to see the Grimes. People want to see Rick, Michonne, Judith, RJ, and maybe that little one they made, a new Grimes they made along the way, because, they can't get enough of each other. And I love it. I love it. The Ones Who Live is prime television. It's magic. And I can't get enough of it. And I am very sad that it's coming to an end, but I'm also happy and grateful that it even existed. It was wonderful. It's the best show that I've seen in a very long while. Best love story featuring the best couple in television history, in my opinion. So here we are, episode 6, The Last Time, The Ones Who Live.
Guys, I apologize. It looks like the microphone I was using to record stopped working just as I was recording my reaction. And I'm looking at the video right now and I see the green light stopped flashing. I did not notice. I was so into what was on the screen. Again, I apologize. I will keep the video up and try to insert voiceovers as I react to my reaction to the episode. Again, I apologize. Beautiful opening shot. Ooh, very romantic. Candles everywhere. And Rick making love to Michonne. Rick cannot get enough of Michonne. It is so beautiful. I think he wants to, I think he wants her to have another baby. He missed out on RJ growing up, seeing his first moments. I think Rick would like Michonne to be pregnant again so he can be there for her throughout the pregnancy. Oh, that's the ring he proposed to her with, and he's putting it on her finger while making love to her. Rick Grimes, you are a legend. I'm recording my voiceover for this reaction. I did the reaction at midnight last night when the episode dropped on AMC Plus. And as I said, I have no audio, so I have to do voiceovers. So I was able to check social media this morning, and some of the takes I'm seeing, the majority love the episode. They understood what the show was about, appreciate it very much, are grateful and thankful to Andy and Denai for returning after 6 years to complete this story, Rick and Michonne's story, and reuniting the Grimes family. It's everything we've ever wanted, giving us this epic love story. And it was better than we could ever imagine. But of course, you have some incel takes where it's not about the character, it's not about the purpose of the show, it's about what they want. Well, I have some PSA announcements regarding those selfish takes. The Ones Who Live was created by Andy and Denai to complete Rishon's story, the Grimes family story. The Ones Who Live is billed as an epic love story. It's about a man finding his family again when the world ended. It's not about your supervillain. It's not about the CRM. The CRM is only an obstacle. If you want to watch a show about the CRM, go watch World Beyond. If you want another season or several seasons of World Beyond for a never ending CRM story, take it up with Gimple. Ones Who Live was not there to service that end. It was there to give the fans who waited 6 years to see Rick Grimes' story completed, and Rick Grimes wanted to be reunited with his family. It's what the story has been about since the very beginning. Andy says it again at the end of this episode during the Insider's Take. Take a watch and you'll see. Okay, back to the show. No better couple, no better warriors. And a kiss for good luck.
I'm Sergeant Major Rick Grimes. You probably think I'm dead.
It's kind of hard to buy that these people take Rick's word for it when he keeps being the only survivor and their other people always turns up dead once he gets on a helicopter with them. There goes Rick singing Dana's praises again. Come on, Thorne, you can't be that stupid. Michonne jumping out of the tree. Oh, that's a callback to when she ambushed Merle and his goons when she left the governor's lair. She got in. That must be Jadis's apartment. Oh, she learned how to pick locks when she was hiding in that mall with recovering from the gas attack with Nat. Michonne can't find it. Is that Father Gabriel? Oh, the cat. This cat sculpture, another callback. Remember when Rick fought one of Jedis's zombies and he won the battle, and Rick took one of Jedis's sculpture and gave it to Michonne as a gift. Rick is always giving Michonne gifts. Rick Grimes, Michonne, Rick's wife, highly loyal, vulnerability exposed. Don't rip it up, Michonne. Burn it. They can still put the pieces together. I hope she doesn't leave it there. Okay, she's gathering up the pieces.
Put your gun on the table. Put that prosthetic with the blade in front of me, away from you. I want you to reflect on your life, because after this next moment, everything will change. What's the worst thing you did to make sure someone else survived?
Oh, the classic savage Rick moments. Rick when he bit out Joe's throat. Ooh.
I killed someone with my teeth, like they do. I'm sorry you had to do that. Well, you don't have to be. You've made some extraordinary choices, Grimes. I've given this briefing, the echelon briefing, 2,533 times. And the soldier in question has never been someone like you. I missed you so much.
Their love is so profound.
Words can't even say it right. You don't have to. I know. Are we
Yes,
crazy?
yes, you are. Crazy in love.
Certified.
Michonne picks up the bunny, stuffed bunny. Oh, this is a callback to the pilot episode of The Walking Dead, days gone by, when the little zombie girl picked up the stuffed bunny rabbit and Rick had to shoot her.
There were two fronts, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and we were losing. So I evacuated our forces under the cover of night and let the dead overwhelm their troops and that whole city. I saved Philadelphia by sacrificing Pittsburgh. My enemies, my friends, my home. It's not exactly tearing into a person with your canines, but it's not nothing. Isn't that right? No, it's not nothing, sir. The sword that kills is the sword that gives life. I killed my past and a whole city so another could live.
Beale is trying to get Rick to drink the Kool-Aid.
One of the most sensitive aspects to
Michonne is
Operation
getting some
1W
intel on
is the
her end
child
also.
evacuation protocol.
This one involves kids.
So we were born this way. I guess so. Our modeling shows that non-necrotic human life, people, now have 14 or so years left on this planet. And it isn't just adults, it's starvation, disease, with a billion petri dishes out there. This is why we do what we do.
CRM frontliner embeds living in Portland under false identities. We have over years had operatives enmeshed in the Portland school system.
Yikes, this is insane.
Facilitate an evacuation of selected children.
CRM destroys communities for resources,
Beale is insane.
for strategic superiority, and to ensure the city's secrecy and security.
Children will be airlifted away from 3 school sites.
This is some evil fascist madness.
Before the area
Michonne
is
is
gassed
rightfully
and its
horrified.
population is liquidated.
We have embeds, spies in selected communities throughout the continent and the world. Omaha didn't just die, we destroyed it. And in 18 hours, we will take our final action to leave us as the supreme force on this continent, maybe the world. We will destroy Portland. We tell the Civic Republic what the CRM does.
Yes, our heroes to the rescue.
Bombing, whatever else they do. If we don't, who will? No one. You don't leave people behind.
Joan sure loves the curls at the nape of her husband's neck.
This is the shit we do. In response to the loss of Portland, our last alliance partner, which we will report as another tragic, mysterious, shocking incident, the Civic Republic military will declare martial law on the city, doing away with council. With the city under CRM control and our alliance partners dead, we will march across this country and further eliminate any growing competition. We will take their resources and ensure supremacy.
Rick is reading this maniac just like he read The Governor, just like he read Negan, and all those psychopaths.
Anything changes on base, key the walkie. I'll get back to you when I can. If I can be gotten back to.
Michonne's trying to reach him.
You expecting a call? That was Thorn.
Good save, Rick.
She went through
Whew, this is getting tense.
And you came back. You've become a powerful story. Powerful symbol. One the CRM may need to tell to win the hearts of the people.
So that's how Beale bought Rick's stories about all these helicopter crashes. He thinks his plan is so brilliant that Rick bought into his nonsense.
If I told you you would never have to suffer that kind of loss again, that wherever you were running to, whoever you were running to, you could bring them to us. They will be spared from our march whenever we would have found them. Swear on the sword.
This is what Jadis and Thorn bought into? Well, I shouldn't be surprised. Look at our world. The selfishness of humanity knows no bounds, looking out for self at the expense of all others.
No!
I was losing my mind here. Oh my gosh!
How did you come back? You were gone. You were dead. I never lost my son. I lost myself. He brought me back. My wife brought me back. We're not dead. You are.
I couldn't believe he put Beale's body in there. And this whole upcoming sequence was just, oh my gosh. It got my nerves on edge. I was like, this guy is huge. You see his shoulders? It's wider than Rick's. And Rick is not a brawler. Rick is getting massacred. Oh my gosh. Rick is pummeling him with his iron fist. This is hard to watch.
How'd you come up with this?
Took some inspiration from the genius known as Nat.
Michonne learned so much from Nat during the year she was with him.
You know, Bill said I could lead the CRM one day.
I guess you were right.
We could just go. This is
What we have to do. What sort of world are we making for them if we walk away from something like this?
Oh man, at the time I missed. Not seeing our kids growing up. I just want to go back.
Oh, Rick seems suddenly afraid. I think the risk of it all, if it doesn't work out, he's so close to getting home to RJ and Judith. But Michonne is right. These people will not stop. And from the briefing she heard, they will come after their kids.
This is it. This is the last little part.
Standing here, I should be scared, but I'm not. Because of you.
I have something for you.
Always a gift for his love.
But if I argue for her, they'll think I'm emotional and indebted. You gotta make sure she stays.
I put my neck out for that. For you.
She's not gone.
Finally bought a clue, Thorne, that Rick was all about protecting his Dana.
Hands!
She's pissed. Rick did make a fool of her.
Where's Bill? I know you lied to me. Rick. Dana. This way.
Michonne knew where those water containers were because she and another soldier were placing them in that exact location. Remember before Thorne told Rick to take her back to the consignee base? Oh my gosh, Rick and Michonne blew up the summit. They blew up all the leaders of the CRM at the summit. And there's chlorine gas everywhere and they don't have their masks.
She's got a mask. I'll rush her. You get the other mask.
Why you?
You got the sword.
Rick just threw Thorne, and now he's surrounded by walkers.
Instead.
Thorne better check herself before she wrecks herself. You cannot beat Michonne with a sword. Rick, what are you doing? Poor Michonne thinking he died like in Say Yes. Now go home to your babies.
Unanimously for emergency oversight over the remaining forces of the CRM. Infantry units did not participate in the atrocities perpetrated by these highest levels of the CRM. Movement has been established for the Republic. Citizens are now free to leave at will.
They're flying home, and Rick is nervous to meet his babies. Oh, poor baby. The Grimes family reunite. Guys, I was shaking through these scenes. How beautiful is this? You know, if this is it, I'm satisfied. In The Ones Who Live, Michonne got what they were denied in the main show. because the producers were too focused on forcing other characters that ruined the premise of the show, in my opinion. But we got it all in The Ones Who Live, and that's thanks to Andrew Lincoln, Denai Guerrera, Scott Gimple.
Oh, you're so big.
Doesn't get any better than this. Rick reuniting with Judith.
I knew it, Dad.
Rick meeting and connecting with his son, RJ, for the first time.
You're a brave man.
This is beautiful. This is all I've ever wanted for Rick and Michonne. And this is all Rick has ever wanted. Andrew Lincoln knows. He wanted the show to end on this reunion.
Maybe you can call me Dad.
And he is completely right. He knows and understands his character. And Denai and Andrew Lincoln knows and understand what their fans want, what the fans of Rick Grimes want, what the fans of Michonne want, and what the fans of Michonne want. And it's been a beautiful journey, and I'm so, so, so happy that we all got to experience these wonderful 6 amazing episodes.
It's totally. Bro, what's your hand for? It wasn't like. Are you sure? He's right. There's no way you didn't do that. Okay, we're doing another. No. We're doing another country. All right, do another country.
My rank for the episodes are episodes 4, episode 2, episode 1, episode 6, this episode, the finale, and episodes 3 and 5. They were all wonderful. I looked forward to every episode. Also, I just wanted to wrap it up saying that Rick and Michonne took down the CRM and wrapped up their involvement with that story, just like it would be wrapped up in a movie. So I am satisfied with that ending, with their involvement in that story and how it was done in the finale. It was wonderful. The finale was exciting. It was shocking. I was on the edge of my seat. I was nervous. It was thrilling. Thrilling. That's the word. It was thrilling. Rick Grimes and the Grimes family got their happy ending, and the fans who care about Rick and Michonne and their kids got their greatest wish for these beloved characters fulfilled. Happy ending indeed.